Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dice Dropping. It's a little bit different layout tonight, as you may notice. I, Serena Montgomery, will be your storyteller this evening for our Chronicle of Chicago by Night in our Vampire the Masquerade game. I am excited. Everyone else, are you guys excited?
I am happy to be
Oh,
a
yes.
wonderful little monster.
Violently excited.
Oh, wonderful. Love to hear it. All right. A couple of things to bring up. We will be using the optional rules that were recently put out by the publishers of Vampire the Masquerade, set in the optional rules for blood surges, as well as any additional rules when it comes to re-rolling for any type of failures or willpower saves. We're going to be using some new rules with that. But I said a couple of things, but that's really it. So, I guess without further ado, let's tell a story about monsters. All right. During the day, the jewel of Chicago is filled with life and the to and fro of people on their phones taking pictures in front of the signature bean of Chicago. There is constant noise and commotion and thriving community. But any city worth its name, it's not about what happens during the day. It's about what happens after dark. And the jewel of Illinois has a brilliant shine. And we're going to follow the monsters that bask in that light. We follow the view over the picturesque skyline of nighttime Chicago, all the way to the impeccably taken care of north side. The lawns are always cut nicely. There is no graffiti in sight in any of the buildings, no matter how old or new they are. And we follow in the vibrant Friday night life, people dressed up to the nines, cars being pulled up to the side of the curb, to our setting. The doors open up, impeccably dressed doormen come with gloved hands waving in the patrons. The kitchen smells waft over people, and the excitement as the buzz in the air seems to make it alive. As we follow with live music playing and setting the environment in Club Aries. We are going to open up to, I believe, at the start of the night, we are going to follow the woman who runs the floor, the one who keeps everything in line and on check and makes sure everyone is happy and has everything they need. Seraphima, why don't you describe yourselves for anyone who might see you in your business attire?
If you see Seraphima, you see a woman who's about 5'8" ish. She's got long platinum blonde hair, fair skin, can always be seen in a stylish dress in order to be both presentable and fashionable at the same time. Never really shies away from possibly being drawn into a conversation, but never seems to stay longer than she wishes to in a conversation. So
Excellent. So, Seraphima, as you have the hosts and hostesses lined up, double checking their attire for the evening, there's no single uniform for these particular employees. Their job is to be beautiful, charming, funny, entice a conversation, and get people to spend more money. So you are looking over doing final checks. The men have different designed colored jewel brooches on their lapels, and all the girls have these beautifully colored necklaces made of different colored gems for their role and or their flavor. But as you're perusing, Seraphima, please give me a rouse check as the night begins and you're setting off to work.
Let me make sure I can find it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to this sheet. Let's see, hunger, humanity, rouse.
Mm-hmm. That is a failure. So you are starting the night with 2 hunger. Make sure to mark that down on your sheet.
Got some.
It's yeah. I would say that normally in your environment and places that you're comfortable, you're usually able to keep your hunger at check. But so many people have come up asking you questions that they should already know. And the slight irritation, you have always patient, always picture perfect, impeccable. But it's that slight irritation that claws at your hunger a bit. Not enough to distract you, but enough to make you notice. As you're about to leave and setting off everyone on their work, one of the what do they call them? The doorman at the front comes up to you as Miss Seraphima. There was a letter dropped off for you. I have a couple of others for Mr. Shaw and the other employers here, but it's addressed for you. They told me to deliver it to you at once.
She just holds out her hand for it.
Yeah, hands it to you. Yeah. It is a letter that is sealed with Prince Kevin Jackson's emblem on it. The man who rules Chicago.
Slight smile to the doorman that delivered it. Basically, give a gesture for him to return to his post or to deliver the other letters. And will kind of start shuffling like our employees into places that they should be. And once they're all busy, I will proceed to open up the letter. So then I know that I'm by myself.
Yeah, it's a very short letter, but it is personalized with your name that says, "Dear Seraphima, I require you and yours to meet my associate at this address tonight." And it signs Prince Kevin Jackson, and there is a printed address for you.
Is there a time also?
It just at your soonest convenience, but
Okay.
it does stress tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I think she refolds it and will kind of make her way over towards generally where she believes Donovan would be.
Okay. Yeah. You follow the Aries Club is a renovated old world theater. It keeps the red velvet cushions for comfortability, but it has this immaculate, beautiful decor, along with keeping the original crown molding of the old theater for the guests to admire and see very clearly in the stunning and tastefully expensive chandeliers that hang above them. You walk up the stairs, and to anyone watching, Seraphima almost kind of disappears from view as she rounds a corner. You are still able to see outside into where the patrons are gathering, drinking, and eating and having a quality time, but no one who doesn't know where you went can see you going in. You come to the office of Donovan Shaw, and you see the doorman that was talking with you at his door, and you see Donovan's ghoul standing outside the door. Very large, easily over 6 feet tall, muscular built woman with bright pink hair that's shaved on the sides and has a little bit that it's not flowing off the top, but it's still a bit rouged. Um tightly fitted suit that is the suit jacket's opened up to give her movability, but it is tailored perfectly for her. You're just now seeing her take the missive from the doorman and send him off. And as she opens the door, she's, Seraphima, you to see the boss?
If he's not busy with someone else.
Oh, well, you know he's never too busy for you. Come on. Hey, boss, delivery. Alexandra opens the door. And why don't you describe yourself for us?
You're
Take his
muted.
teeth out.
Yeah. Donovan Shaw stands very tall, well over 6 feet, around the 6'3" range, and very, very broad shoulders. However, the rest of him is a little skinnier, a little thinner. I think a little straighter. It definitely shows this man is in shape, but it's not bulk and by any means. He is tall by grace of genetics alone, instead of the bulkiness that the height often gives. He is in a possibly well-tailored, easily several $1,000 suit. Today it's navy, I think with black. Very, very, I think basic. His very dark brown, nearly black hair is coiffed in a impeccable hairstyle. He is very conventionally attractive. Has a very strong but kind of straight jaw. Has small, just tasteful enough facial hair. Nothing too thick. And he has very deep, chocolate eyes. He is currently probably sat behind his far too large than it needs to be desk, made of some rare wood that is probably from a tree that doesn't exist anymore. Sat behind a very large chair, just I think probably at their computer or perhaps finishing up a call. But instead of sat behind it, they're probably standing behind it, as honestly Donovan rarely ever sits down. He is far too busy running an empire.
It's a standing desk.
Yeah. Well, very nice. Donovan, then please roll me a rouse check for the start of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
2 out of 5 right now. Love it. Yeah. Hunger has never been a stranger to you, Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a sense that today maybe it'll give you that edge that you need. As always, there's a goal to reach for, a demand that needs to be met. And as you have as you're standing, your ghoul comes forward with a inked, stamped letter with Seraphima behind her.
I'll just immediately just take it. I go, thank you, Alex. And that is basically the signal that she could just leave now.
All right, understood. Yeah, they, without even hesitation, they just turn right back around and close the door to your office.
And yeah, he looks at the thing, nods, puts it down, immediately makes direct eye contact with Seraphima, and go, "How's the floor looking?"
She kind of perches up on the normal corner of the desk that she has kind of acquired as her chair for this office.
Mm-hmm.
Normal, kind idiocy, but nothing that can't be handled.
Like, it is strange how many times you have to tell them the same thing every night.
It's great when some of them misplace something and it's literally in their like assigned locker location.
Wow. It's what we expect. They're imperfect creatures. But everything is running smoothly.
Yeah.
Yes?
Everything is running as planned. I kind of take a look down at the letter for him. Does it have a similar seal as the one that
Same
I had?
exact seal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She kind of pulls out the refolded letter and it's like, I think you've got a match for mine. And she hands hers to Donovan.
Yeah, he'll take it and read it and go. Well, he'll place it down under the table near her. Go, interesting. And he'll reach over to like a rack of essentially letter openers, all from like blades from different parts of the world, essentially.
Encrusted, like there's some sort of jewels and fancy shit in it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Like one has jewels that you can easily tell is from France. Just the delicate etchings into it. There's one that seems simple, but you notice that Seraphima, I think your eye for detail could tell that is definitely most likely from Japan because that iron could not be found here.
It's the folding technique of the metal. And,
yeah.
For a letter opener.
Your special interest is letter openers.
Me, no.
Oh no!
Seraphima, I think, just has an eye for detail.
We've only begun, but yes, he'll take the French one out and open it and slice it open and just to check to make sure it's the same format.
Yeah, no, it's the same format, signed by the same individual, Prince Kevin Jackson, but your letter says, "I have full faith in your discernment and will expect an honest report." And then you see and the only thing that is the same is that it's signed by Prince Kevin Jackson and it has the same address for you all to meet.
Yeah, Donovan's like eyebrow goes up in a small smirk where he's just it's his face that shows he's very pleased about something. He goes, folds it up, opens the drawer and just puts it in, closes it. Goes, well, it seems we're gonna have to leave everything to the kind this evening. Better wake everyone up if they're not already up.
I'll get Clyde.
I think that's probably best.
Who are you going to wake up first if they're not up?
There he goes.
She's just like kind of smiling. It's like, this should be good.
Yeah, he smiles. He smiles. He goes, how about you? Well, Clyde always knows where Marcus is, so just have him get Wraith. I'll get our eminence.
All right, so I think we're gonna follow Donovan because I would like to see how it's described where His Eminence's room is stashed away at the Aries Club.
Yeah, Donovan will go to the floor above the office floor, where most of the residential rooms are, and we'll go to the door of the Pythos. Yes, the boudoir.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Of the Pythos.
At the door, you see Daniela, who you have specifically assigned to the Eminence's room because her entire job is to make sure the who lives here gets everything they need, but so that their entourage does not set foot in the hotel. And she is impeccably in a not in the dazzling dress attire as many of the female workers here. She is in a pair of slacks and a button-up, seeming for more movability. And as you step up, it's like, oh, Mr. Shaw, has there been an issue?
No. And he just gestures for the door.
Yeah. They open the door and move over for you to walk in.
Yeah, I just walk in.
Mhm.
Probably buttoning myself up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, our dear sweet Pythos, what
Yes.
is your room look like?
Okay. So there is no seating in this room that is higher than about a foot maybe off of the ground.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
There are a lot of kneeling pillows and seating pillows, and like there's like a kotatsu in the corner that has somehow been wedged in here, not entirely like it looks like it's probably too big to fit through the door, but it is here. And there is like a like massive, like very very expensive looking beanbag chair, that is sort of like the centerpiece of one side of the room. uh and everything, like there's tapestries that have put up on the walls, there's little banners. A lot of them are for bands. There is one for the Grateful Dead. There is one for Led Zeppelin. There's another one for Pink Floyd. There are a couple of posters that look quite old and quite first edition for like Janis Joplin and um yeah. So for
Wonderful.
for the Beatles,
Mhm. A
and
number of a number of other posters and things like that.
mhm.
Love it.
And
So why
there's
don't you describe yourself too?
and
Yo,
so
where are you? What are you doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
That I
lounging
have to know.
lounging on the beanbag chair with one arm to sort of like put over his eyes,
Mm-hmm.
dressed in a open white kimono with sakura petal motifs on it,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and just boxers. That's it. It's
Mhm.
kimono and boxers. Is a younger, like a man who's probably in his he looks like he's like his late 20s, early 30s, but he has that kind of very smooth, very youthful face that makes it look like he's probably just going to look like he's just going to look like a sad boy forever.
Oh.
Very black curly hair, completely mussed, very thick dark eyebrows, and like a slightly prominent nose. Also very lanky, not as tall as Donovan. He's probably like 5'11", 5'10", or
Understood.
5'11", and is just laying there, just
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and make me a rouse check for the
Mhm.
start of your evening.
This was D&D, I would ask for advantage because I have done
Oh,
absolutely nothing, but no.
un- yes.
Ah!
3 out of 5.
3 for
I am
3.
loving this. All right. So, Eli, you there's always a time where it's necessary for you to come to the Aries Club, but it is awful and boring. Everything is given to you and no one like gives you any praise. No one calls you by the title that you prefer to. They just give you everything you need, and it's not even the difficult stuff that you know is impossible to get. Somehow it's dropped off in your room. And to top it off, in your meditation, your door opens and you know the sound of those expensive shoes hitting your carpeted floors.
Mhm.
And
I hear the sound of Italian leather.
Like, wow, entirely drowning in ennui this early, Eli. Getting ahead of ourselves, I see.
I just kind of like shift. Hello, Donovan. What brings you? What do you want? It's early.
He pulls out a letter and flicks it at you.
I don't make any effort to catch it.
I assume.
It
I'm
just hits your bare chest.
I go, I think it's from the prince.
So you have a summons.
We'd have a summons.
Sweet, says you.
Oh no. That one's for you.
I look at it. I look
Yeah.
at it again and actually pay attention to it this time.
Yeah, it says that your presence is required at and it gives you an address, and you and in addition it does say you are expected to be there, and it's signed Prince Kevin Jackson.
I sit up immediately. Like, the prince wants to see us. Why?
Well, from what I understand, we most likely will not be seeing the prince, but the prince has a task for us. And even if he didn't summon you, I would appreciate the wisdom of the Pythos. Besides, yes, he does request
Please,
you.
You hate. You know I hated when you call me that.
Yeah, I know. You do. He smiles. Seriously, Eli, come on. I think this could be the start of your chance. There's a smell in the air tonight. I know you can't smell it from the burning incense and sage and patchouli you have stored in this place.
Excuse me, it's Nog Champa. All right. Fine. I'll get up. Can we stop to get a bite to eat before we go?
Yes, we can have we can just have food. I can have something sent to you before we go. Sort of the entire purpose of this place, Eli.
Yes, but you so rarely get the type that I like.
I think Eli, Bubala, I do have this night have something I know you'd like. So wear what you want to wear. I'm sure it's this.
You know how to sweet talk me.
And let's go get something to eat, and then perhaps let's start out on the first steps of, well, we'll see. I'm sure you know better than I. And he just turns around and walks, begins to walk out.
This is probably going to come to nothing. I will heave myself out of my beanbag chair, which is supremely difficult because it's a beanbag chair.
Of course.
Point of them. And I will start scavenging underneath pillows for clothes.
I love it. Alrighty. Seraphima, you are walking toward the security wing, where the security guards that keep the peace here are dressed in suits to not disturb the flow, but they are very physically obvious and not busboys or waiters or even hosts here. And falling into step silently behind you is your ghoul, Severin. As always, he says nothing and keeps a very respectful distance at your back, but he is, as always, dressed to the nines just for you. As you wave your key card to past the security clearance, and you come to the server room, where we find the head of, well, digital security. Clyde, why don't you describe yourself and your setup that you have?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Describe your battle station.
Clyde's battle station, yes. Well, it is a mostly dark room. The central light is just coming from this wall of digital screens where at least 3/4 of them are of every camera angle you can imagine of the entire club and of the hallways and some of the rooms. Not all, but most.
Of course.
Then the lower half, there is 3 monitors of Clyde's personal computers, one of which is also the setup for a bunch of other screens, some of the more like important high activity areas. There's one where it just looks like he's playing like Call of Duty or something, and the other one is just like he's just some sort of code, like it looks like a screen where he's coding something. No one doesn't really know what yet. It's just a bunch of sort of tech jargon and everything. And you see Clyde in a chair that completely dwarfs him because it is one of those gigantic overstuffed gamer's chair and everything.
Is it red and black?
Yes. Actually, no, it's blue and black. Gotta keep the dark tones here and everything. The area is mostly, the rest of the room is mostly a pretty sparse, Spartan area, a few desks and tables, but mostly pretty bare. And sitting in this gigantic chair is the aforementioned Clyde, sitting crisscross applesauce, hunched over as usual on the computer, seemingly like darting like around, looking at screen to screen. He's wearing typical clothes, like his usually black head to toe, nice jacket. He's not as clean cut or I'd say nice or couture looking as the head of the Aries. However, everything he wears upon closer inspection is very name brand, tailor made, high end clothing that just happens to all be black from everything.
Mm-hmm.
Black is classy. So, Clyde, you knew Seraphima was heading toward you a while ago, the moment she left, like, Donovan's office. And you could literally count down the minutes until she arrived at your door and it opened. And she's there ready to talk to you. You have to
Not
kind
even-
of...
Not
Go
even
ahead.
looking up to anything, but it's like, Seraphima, what do I owe the pleasure?
We received a letter earlier.
Wondering what that messenger was here for.
I'm sure Donovan has yours, but do you want to read mine? I'm sure they're pretty much the same. And she kind of like walks in a little further to offer her copy of the letter to Clyde.
Doesn't look up, but just holds out a hand.
Yeah, no,
Right.
like she doesn't. She assumes you won't turn around.
No, totally not.
Okay. Yeah, you
Grab
read the
it.
letter and see what
Read
it
it.
says. How it's signed by the prince.
Clyde's eyes go wide. You can't see this because Clyde will permanently, almost as if they are affixed to his horrible, wrinkly face, with like a mouth that almost looks like if you've been stuck in a desert for weeks with no water and you desperately need chapstick or something. It is like so sunken in. Large ears, completely bald head that's kind of wrinkly in some spots. It almost looks like a weird Benjamin Button kind of like a young man look. Especially because when like he actually reads it and stands up to his full height of a towering 5'6", not even reaching Seraphima's eyes, like it's legit.
Yep. Donovan got one too. I'm sure he's handing them out like
He did.
candy. You'll get yours soon.
Not ready to pose any ideas to his grace yet, but an audience with him would be good. Yeah.
Well, I
yeah,
imagine
okay.
this is more him wanting us to do something rather than us proposing things at the moment. But I'm sure this
Fair.
could help
What's the price?
smooth that path. Kind of like take a closer look at the Call of Duty. It's like, do you realize you're back? You sure they're
you
not going to shoot you?
Yeah.
Are you
Sarah-
winning, son?
Yeah.
Are you winning,
You hear
son?
over the you hear over the, because it's actually pretty loud, or the people over the headphones are screaming, like, where's that fucking piece of shit camper at? It's like, he's a sniper, he's supposed to camp, you dumbass. You're just saying that because he's fucking winning. And it's just over and over, calling each other like small dick bitch boys. Like, it's obscene.
Oh God.
Fun.
Well, I'm sorry to be taking you away from your friends. Kind of like do a pat like on the shoulder.
Thoughts. I don't call them friends, more like, well, right now they're just targets. Very poor ones at that, but did you need anything else?
If you could hunt down Wraith, that'd be great.
Spins around, slides his chair over like a few feet, looks up, is brooding somewhere. Okay, so,
I will say,
look,
yeah, Clyde, before we do any technology rolls, you're going to need to roll me a rouse check for the evening.
Gotta see if you joined the group.
let's see if I join the club, guys.
Hungry boy, hungry boy, hungry boy.
Almost disappointing if I don't do it.
Right?
Ah,
Sorry, guys.
damn.
It's all right. Clyde, getting to be a part of this coterie with the members that are a part of it was kind of the best gig you have ever got.
Oh, yeah.
Blood flows freely here, and you get to indulge a bit in flavors that you haven't had a chance to when you were starting out, a young childer, scraping by with the older kindred sneering at you being a Nosferatu, but you put in the work, you showed off your fucking skill, and now you're living the high life.
On the counter with the
Jesse.
with the coffee cups.
Yeah, and so your hunger is where it always is, that slowly writhing pit at the center of your being. You don't really associate it with your stomach anymore. No, that thing's been dead and useless for years now for you. But yeah, go ahead and give me, I think, a intelligence technology roll.
Okay, let's see.
First proper roll of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
How good are you at Call of Duty?
And now, pretty good.
See,
People on there are bitches and say I'm cheating, but you know, let's not worry about that.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent. 3 successes. Very nice. Yeah. So while with one hand winning at Call of Duty, the
you.
other, it's
Mhm.
not about really finding where Wraith is. It's about finding where on your mini screens that are going haywire. And then you
Yeah,
know
what
exactly
what can
where
I
it is.
not see? What's blurred out on my screen? Like, oh,
100%.
there it is.
Yeah, and you find him immediately, and you know where he is. So it'll take you no time at all. So where does Clyde find you, Wraith?
He's in one of his favorite dark corners where he can survey the entire going-ons in the club.
Mm-hmm.
And all you see is the red ember glow of the tip of a cigarette in shadow.
Excellent. Okay. Go ahead and give me a rouse check as you notice Clyde kind of walking up to you in your favorite smoking spot. You do not get hungrier.
Creepy boys.
The constant companion with you does not urge you to feed, but as you're kind of secluded in this darkened corner, there is, as you're wrapped in shadow, you feel a little bit of a weight, as if someone has wrapped their arm kind of over from around your back and kind of gently embracing you over your shoulder. But you see Clyde.
What can I do for you, my friend?
Wraith, it appears.
I will then appear stepping out of the shadow as the shadows look like they're just melting off of me.
You've seen him do it a bunch of times, Clyde. Still creepy.
Still, I don't. And I think it's scary when I just show up out of nowhere, like in the shadows. This is weird for me. Okay, I don't know, just a little bit. Apparently, we received a summon from His Royal Highness the Prince.
The prince. And he wants all of us?
I believe so. I've yet to see my letter, but there was someone came in for Seraphima and from Donovan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
All right then, very well.
All right. So you all
So, where's that ghoul?
Which one?
There's
I'm
like,
just gonna reach
there's
out
like
my
5
hand
around
as-
here. Which one?
I'm gonna reach out my hand and do a signal to one of the other security guards.
Yeah, one of them
Let him
comes
over.
up. Mr. Wraith, yes.
I'm going to be leaving the building for a little while tonight. Just make sure the place doesn't burn down.
Wouldn't dream of it, sir.
All right.
With the employees set to task, you all load up in. So, do all of you have your own separate vehicles that you're all driving? Oh, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, of course. We're all going in Donovan's limousine,
Of course.
which is an armored limousine.
Of course. I would
Who's
expect
driving?
nothing less. Yeah.
You have a driver, right? I'm assuming.
I have a driver. Yes. I have Alexandra's my driver.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Excellent.
And of course, her. I imagine she is with her trusty shotgunner, which is Severin.
Yep. After the doors are opened for you all and closed, the two ghouls set into their places, and you all set off to your address.
Yeah.
No.
Once Marcus and Clyde are sat in the car, he will immediately hand them both letters.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You all have both the letters addressed to the two of you. Clyde's, yours is very curt. That just says your presence is required at this address. Signed Prince Kevin Jackson. And Wraith, yours says this will present a wonderful opportunity for you, Mr. Wraith. I hope you seize it. And it's signed Prince Kevin Jackson.
So we give the address. Storyteller, where is that address in the city?
It takes you to where the north side kind of meets downtown. It's in that interlying junction. But if you easily look it up, Alexandra, as she puts the address in the GPS, is like, boss, you know this is taking you to an O'Tally's, like, diner, right? This
Nice.
doesn't seem like your shit. I mean, unless, I know you don't shit anymore, but, I mean, if you eat there, you're gonna...
He just, like, raises an eyebrow and smiles. He goes, well, a diner we're going, I think, to, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the Donovan would just like to address the coterie. Like, so we're going to meet someone at a diner near downtown. And this is a task set forth by us by the prince. Thoughts?
Well, we're definitely going to be the best dressed there.
Like a tragedy of wherever we go.
Doubt we're actually meeting the prince.
Agreed.
Nice.
Not even sure if we'll be meeting the sheriff. Be interesting to see who the representative is.
Diner is a little more Damien style. But we don't know.
Must be meeting someone a little bit more human looking.
Maybe.
Crack an eye open at Clyde.
And Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
What's Eli wearing right now?
Eli, I'm so glad you asked. Eli is wearing a hip, lower hip length mink coat that was given to him by an old woman that he told her fortune for. He is wearing a leopard print shirt underneath the coat and black dress pants that are just plain black dress pants. The leopard print shirt is Dolce & Gabbana, also a gift. I don't buy anything myself. And also bedazzled Crocs.
Love it.
The Crocs are the only shoes that I really that are mine. everything else has been given to me, and I don't wear it unless I have to.
Like, after Seraphima's comment, I was like, we're definitely most expensively dressed. Best.
I think she just like shares a look with Clyde, not making a comment.
Yeah. Though, Eli, are you getting any kind of feeling about it?
Let's close my eyes. And I will try to make myself induce a vision.
Oh, very good. All right. I believe
Caveat on
that
the
is
coterie.
premonition, is it
is
not?
premonition. It is
Does that
resolve
require
plus-
does that require a rouse check?
Look, I believe it does. Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
All right.
As we pull up all of our respective books.
Yeah.
Yes. It's free if the GM induces it.
Yeah,
but if
it's
you
free, but-
activate
Yeah.
it, it's a rouse check.
Yeah, if you force it. So
Yeah,
let's see
there
if I
it
get
is.
hungrier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
No.
No,
All right.
you
Oh, good.
successfully are able to surge the blood to tap into your blessing or curse, depending on who is asking. And let's see what rolls are required for premonition.
Resolve plus discipline.
All right, go ahead and roll those for me, please.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right. And what are you focusing on specifically? Describe it to me.
What I'm focusing on specifically is not necessarily the outcome,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to get a sense of the motivation behind this request.
Motivation behind this request. All right. Okay. You fall into yourself and in your perhaps it is something that is a muscle memory back in your living days, and your chest expands and deflates with practiced meditation, breathing, searching for the motivation behind this request. You see a gilded, beautiful mirror that looks very old, like impossibly old. I think you could tell it looks like it's definitely European in design. You've seen enough buildings around Chicago to know what at least that kind of architecture or design would look like. And you see no reflection in that mirror. It is a full, not even a shine. It is a full black surface. And there is something pushing against the darkness. And you see a hand kind of push through that looks like someone trying to push through black goop. And it's trying to reach out toward you.
Does it seem menacing, or does it seem like it's trying to escape?
It seems like it is both trying to escape and also just reaching out.
So, Eli, I close my eyes, and you can see that that Eli's eyeballs are just like rapidly flicking back and
Mhm.
forth underneath the thin skin of his eyelids. And his hands are just like sort of rhythmically opening, closing, opening, closing. I see a black mirror. Something is inside, reaching out through it, pushing against the glass, pushing against it until it's malleable and stretching. Trying to get free, trying to grasp. Beautiful mirror. Old. That's all I got.
Interesting. Yeah, Donovan nods, seemingly satisfied. Like, interesting. All right, we'll keep on our toes then.
Something trapped, someone got to break free, who knows?
All right.
With nothing more to discuss, the drive is very easy. Traffic, as is a thing in a city as large as Chicago. But you arrive at O'Tally's, and the broken pavement is somewhat muted to your ghoul's expert driving, but this diner has seen some years. It's O'Tally's, but the O in the O'Tally's is flickering in and out, the neon way past expired. And you see a couple of people eye the limo and like stop, like they're about to take pictures, like, ooh, someone famous is coming to a diner? What the fuck happened? And seeing you all come out instead, I mean, people still snap some pictures. You got a couple of attractive people coming out. It's like they obviously don't know who you are. But yeah, famous people, not really. So they go about their way, and you enter into O'Tally's.
Definitely have
Oh,
the
sorry.
ghoul stay with the car.
Of course. Oh, and question: you all are about to go into a public space. Are any of you going to put on your
Oh,
human faces?
Oh, I've
Oh, yeah.
I've had my human face since the second I woke up.
Understood.
I don't
Uh,
I don't
Yeah.
do
I
that.
I will rouse the blood.
Okay.
Flush of life.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, you
yeah.
succeed. As you force the circulation through your body, you no longer look like a very handsome, but still a corpse.
A
You
beautiful corpse.
blush returns to your cheeks. The air feels muggy and wet, as is a summer in Chicago. Wraith and Clyde.
I will also.
Yes.
Okay.
What does the ugly corpse do in a situation like this?
All right. You succeed in your rouse, in your blush of life. You actually now can feel the wind coming in, ruffles your scarf a bit, and you can feel it tickling your cheeks, Wraith.
There are people like inside the diner currently. It's like
You can see a couple of people like at booths. Of course, there are the people who are working there. Yeah, there's not.
All
It's not a
right.
large amount, but
All right.
pretty
Well,
early in the evening.
Usual hood up, but I will still do blush of
Okay.
life just in case, I guess.
All right. You do not
Nice.
tempt the beast as you flex your fingers, crack a couple of bones, and you, for all intents and purposes, are living once again. All right. So you all head inside the diner, and please, whoever would like to can give me a wits and insight roll.
I'm good at that.
I've got 5 dice.
Pretty good.
Same as me.
Yeah, I've got 4.
All right. Well, it sounds like Wraith and Eli.
Mm-hmm.
3.
3 successes. Wonderful.
Let's see here. Where's that thing? Where's my roller?
It should be right beside, if you see insight on your list of skills, there should be like a little
Yes.
button, and they'll ask you what attributes you want to
Okay,
add
that's
to
what I
it.
was trying to look for. Was how you
Mhm.
mix them.
I looked at the wrong thing. I have 5 also, but I'll leave it to you guys.
Got about 5 too, but yeah.
You're
okay.
just all so good at noticing things.
We are.
4. Okay, yeah. Both of you
It's
are,
Wraith's thing.
yeah, searching to who you're supposed to be looking for. Not sure if it's supposed to be Prince Kevin Jackson himself, a representative,
Whoa.
but who you all do see when you realize is the sheriff, the one who
Called it.
keeps the law of Prince Kevin Jackson. You all see the um, dark-skinned African American male, his hair cut into like a high top fade. He's wearing a band t-shirt, jeans, and Converse shoes, and you see a what?
I was just saying,
you're
I'm
gonna-
gonna guess the band T is of course, baby.
yeah, baby chorus.
Baby chorus.
Of course
excuse
it
me.
is.
Of course.
And there is a full cup of coffee in front of him, and all of you, it still jars you a bit, even though you've lived in the city, each of you, for a number of years, some even decades, how young the sheriff looks. He looks about 17 years old, and
Nice.
he keeps the law for all kindred in the city. In front of him, you see a very almost stuffed envelope, and you see his leg is tapping very quickly on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys tell us that?
Mm-mm. I just
I raise up my
Right.
left
No.
hand.
No
yeah,
one knows.
Wraith and I look at like just sort of like lift our hands simultaneously.
Mhm.
Yeah,
over there.
you see,
Donovan will nod and just immediately walk over.
yeah, at the motion of you guys raising your hands, you see Sheriff Damien look up, his like brandy colored eyes taking notice of you all as you all slide across the
Mhm.
squeaky red seats.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to think about if these have been washed down recently. They might be a little sticky, but
Mhm.
it's fine. As you all sit, before you even have a chance to say anything, Damien pushes the envelope across the table toward you all. The booth is large enough to where you all, like, maybe, unless anyone wants to sit next to the sheriff, only about 3 of you would be able to sit across in the booth. You'd kind of have to stand in the, like, aisle. But he pushes the envelope across the table to you all, and he just says, the prince only requested that I make sure this gets to you. There are 4 phones inside. You get 1 use out of each of them. They'll connect you to my people if you need anything. Yeah. After that, they go dead.
I have sat next to the sheriff.
Of course you have. I go. Well, thank you for informing us so directly. So, I think, sir. Anything else?
Not
That's
for
the
me.
reason we're. I think not from you.
And he's gonna look over at you, Eli, and just stare at you.
Oh, already? Oh, right. I get up.
Yeah. And he gets up and starts walking out.
All right. I will slide the envelope over to me and open it.
Okay. So inside you see you see a 4 burner phones, a set of keys, as well as let me double check. 4 letters. I will reveal them to you. You may read them in whatever order you so desire. Let me know if you cannot see them.
Okay.
I can see them again.
Noah Grewal, Charles Dawson, The Prince's Letter,
Genghis.
Genghis. Interesting. All right. So should I read it out loud for people?
Sure.
Yeah, because for our viewers watching in, they can't.
Sure, I'll read the prince's letter. My trusted kin, I write to you in complete confidence. Confident you will remain silent about the information in this letter, and confident you will perform this task completely and swiftly. Tomorrow night, a delegation will arrive at O'Hara. You are to safely guard and transport them from the airport to the third floor of the SC the night at 2100 hours, no later. The night of their arrival, it is your task to keep them somewhere safe, bringing them to SC on the night following. I should not have to mention I expect that the delegation to arrive at the SC intact and well rested. Our visitors consist of two individuals of our kind, a small-framed, younger East Asian woman with long dark hair, and a bald, bearded, older white gentleman, who I choose to describe as unkempt. Meet the delegation at 2200 hours outside the terminal, 5 Herrick's Grocers, in the arrivals era. A car will be ready for you at the Terminal 5 parking lot in zone number 22. The registration and keys for which are also in this envelope. Though you may wish to arrange an additional car of your own, we will. Do ensure certain troublemakers from within our social club do not disrupt your task. I am confident you are aware of whom I speak. But for clarity's sake, I have enclosed files Damien compiled. Use the night you receive my message to subtly kill the fire before it begins. Do not cause unnecessary trouble by leaving stains on the ground. Merely subdue potential issues temporarily for your own and the city's sake. I don't want anyone feeling like they need to cause a rebellion due to your actions. Payment for the successful completion of this task is guaranteed and in keeping with my family's generosity. Sincerely, Prince Kevin Jackson. Beautiful. Well, I definitely know who I want to read first on this. Genghis.
Is it Genghis?
It's Genghis.
Genghis.
Wonder who.
Oh, I know Genghis. Background. If you haven't lived under a rock for the past few years, you would know about Genghis and his alternative methods of dealing with his hatred for the elite club. He would happily go out of his way to release Prince Kevin Jackson's hold on power. When he hears about a foreign delegation arriving, and I suspect he will die. I'm guessing that's due to his high status among the local rebels. Rest assured, Genghis will have eyes on the airports. I cannot say where he is at the moment, as his movements are completely unreliable. An informant tells me he has a haven on the Gold Coast at 126 East Cedar Street, but security will be tight. I think I have an idea about how to deal with Genghis. Charles Dawson, alias Crook. When Charles became bored, unnecessary drama occurs, and we believe he heard of this coming delegation. Therefore, he will undoubtedly do whatever he can to draw unwanted attention and disrupt proceedings. He will most likely send out thugs to spy on you and sabotage your mission just to prove his relevance in the city. He will be around Crook's Lounge near Rogers Park, as they're currently renovating. Noah Grewal, alias Flyboy. The member of our club followed in Tyler's footsteps with his interest in the city's air travel system. He believes O'Hare is his territory and claims to control everything entering and leaving Chicago via flight. He will undoubtedly raise questions about our guests and their business, and perhaps prevent them from passing security, though we suspect they have methods of bypassing mundane checks. He has influence over the Department of Aviation's executive team, specifically one Felicity Miller. Well, isn't this a daunting task? Well, shall we discuss this in the car and leave these quaint diner?
I think that's probably wise.
Indeed.
Marcus will go first.
Okay, yeah. You all leave. You see a couple of the
And hold the door
old,
for everyone.
yeah, the older waitress who definitely still has a cigarette in her mouth is glaring.
By the way,
at you.
I left $100 bill on the table.
Oh, then never mind. Her mood is fully shifted. It's $100 fucking bill.
Holy. for
Well,
the
fucking
one cup of
coffee.
coffee. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a good fucking day.
Mhm.
Mhm.
real good tip for just a cup
Real
of
good
coffee.
tip.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys enter inside the car, and you're able to discuss freely.
Yep, I have Alexandra just like drive leisurely.
Right. Yeah, the engine begins, and you all are rolling off.
So,
Mhm.
so.
3 people for 2 delegates. Wonder who they are.
Not sure. My guess, they're somewhat important. Camarilla for sure. I think maybe Council of Thorns, maybe Arbiters. I think, but I'm not incredibly interested in that exact moment.
The shadows seem to flow around and just like hold me,
Mhm,
almost like they're caressing me.
mhm.
Uh-huh.
Well, our knowledge of who the delegation is doesn't really help us too much on how to take care of the problem that might happen to them if we sit back
Yes,
and
we should
relax.
use tonight to deal with any possible problems that could come up tomorrow when they arrive. Problems we have are interesting. So, I know we just got background on them,
Mhm.
Serena, but like, what do I, Donovan
Mhm.
Shaw, know of these individuals?
I believe that's going to be like a charisma status roll.
Okay, absolutely, I'll make that.
Mhm.
And I would like to look into my contacts at the Chicago PD to see if they have any files on any of them or their employees.
Okay, go ahead. Then I think that's definitely going to be a. I think. Tell me, is it more? It's definitely going to be a contacts roll, but
Mhm.
is it going to be manipulation contacts or charisma contacts? Just
Oh, I'm calling the dirty ones.
calling the dirty one. So I think
Yeah.
it's definitely I think it's manipulation because
Yeah.
you have a very
Mhm.
particular way of dealing with the other dirty cops that are in your
Yes.
What's
Marcus
coming?
Wraith only does bad cop.
Yeah, so I'm
There
gonna
is no-
use the politics roll because I can't at like do
Oh,
a
okay, you
status
can't roll. Yeah, okay.
You just roll status. So yeah, I'm just gonna use politics too.
All right, same number of dice.
It's the same number, yeah.
Understood. And if it's the same thing for you, Jesse, you can roll another skill that has that like number of dice in your contacts.
Streetwise.
Okay.
There you go.
Wait,
All right,
no.
cool. Ooh, I'm gonna spend a point of willpower
Okay.
to re-roll 3 of those
Mhm.
dice because
You
Yeah,
can
that's
do
disgusting.
I want
Oh, that's
more.
not great.
Mm-hmm.
I want more.
Always.
Mhm.
Such is the
Give
nature
us
of
more.
vampires.
There we
Yeah.
go. 3
Gotcha.
successes. There we
3
go.
successes. All right. So, with 3 successes, you know that Noah Grewal is also known as Flyboy. He is a thin blood.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there seems to be a very strange reason why he does have control over O'Hare. No one has been able to contest him against to it, and
Isn't O'Hare really dangerous right now though?
not that you know of. You've been able to
Okay.
fly in and out of there recently. What I think
Well, there we
is,
go.
I think what you mentioned for dangers is that there's been a lot of rumors that
Mm-hmm.
some, especially younger kindred, who go there, trying to like feed, end up disappearing, and some of the older kindred are just like, I mean, they're really shocked that a thin blood's able to maintain such quality, domain as the airport, but. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you don't pay attention to it. Easy enough to pay him off. He's a thin blood. He actually does like money. I think
Okay.
your contacts will say with that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. You
Okay.
will know that it's almost impossible to, I think another one with with a 3, it's almost impossible to bribe the security. They all seem to be very loyal to Noah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Charles Dawson. There's not a lot on him because he doesn't do much. He just likes to cause trouble. You do know that he is a Nosferatu.
And that's Charles is a
Crook,
Nosferatu.
yeah.
Crook.
Mm-hmm.
Crook. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Just likes to pick fights with people, make skirmishes. There have been a couple of complaints to the Nosferatu Primogen about him, but he's relatively harmless until he is a bit of a scrapper. Doesn't will pick a fight when cornered, even if he's outnumbered. And kind of a shit. Like that's really it. He has not made a name for himself
Mhm.
in Chicago. Just enough to be a nuisance. And Genghis is a Bruja and is tolerated. He follows the rules to a point. Enough to not get him killed, but not enough to still not cause headaches for many of the Camarilla. There have been a number of events where Genghis will show up with kind protesters having bribed the police to show up and move Camarilla assets out of the way. He is it's a very strange mix of impulsive, charismatic, and smart in this Bruja.
Mhm.
And if he hears a wind of this, he will for sure cause trouble for it.
Mhm. Am I aware of his precollections towards a
Yeah,
certain
I think with a
style?
3, yeah, you very much know his preferred taste.
Yeah. He's a fancy boy, if I remember.
Mm.
What's that term? Champagne,
Champagne
punk?
punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wraith, if you want to go ahead and give your role, see if anyone has gotten any criminal records.
Jesse, I think you're muted.
You're for sure. Yeah.
Due to problems with what I've done recently, I don't have access to the books anymore. So I can't look up what Lasombra's flaw exactly does when I try and use a cell phone.
You'll have to use someone else, I believe.
Yeah, you'll have to use
I
someone
can
else, but
help
we're
out.
using your role to
Okay.
do so. But for your
So it's going to be a
reference,
stealth roll, because that's the only one that...
understood.
Mhm.
Ooh, 4 successes. Very nice.
Very
Yeah.
sexy.
Actually, that's a
Two
crit. So
tens.
that's
Yeah.
Tens, yep.
Oh, that's
Four,
six.
that's 6.
Damn,
Yeah.
man.
So
I think the reason why you know this is because you found out this cop was dirty was because Genghis was fully paying. He's on Genghis's payroll. And rather than turn him in, you've been somewhat getting tips on Genghis. He's definitely too terrified to tell you anything useful about Genghis, like where he lives and where he might frequent and stuff. But you do know that Genghis repeatedly sends people Genghis has been in and out of holding. He seems to have a lot of wealth to get him out, no matter what he gets caught doing, if he ever does get caught. Your contact definitely tells you, man, that fucking kid knows how to talk himself out of anything. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Dude, I mean, he's fucking scary, but he's charming. That's all I gotta say. And he's always got guys with him, the kind of guys that'll shoot first and ask questions later if they find you dead in the street.
Okay. That's good to know. So here's what I'm thinking. Noah, we pay off. He's a thin blood. He still thinks money is a real thing. And sure, he says he claims the airport, but I'm going to be completely honest. I bet you anything his hold is weak. though it has been odd that kindred have been disappearing around there. I'm not really interested in looking into that. I think if we pay Noah off, I pay Noah off. I think that will do it. Genghis, a man like Genghis, if we bring any attention towards him, he's going to catch on. So what we do instead, we should give him another target.
Do you have one in mind?
Well, no, but I'm sure, Seraphima, you are an event organizer. You are aware of a lot of the things going on in the city, and so am I. I'm sure we could come up with some other kindred event that might be going on tomorrow. See if there's, Annabelle's always doing something, and if we can lay work, in fact, perhaps even use Marcus's contact to secretly feed Genghis information about a different target, or just talk to him ourselves in a sort of exchange. You leave us alone and we'll give you the name of a different target. Stopping Genghis, I personally have found, is rather foolish. Redirecting him is, I found, the best approach. Crook, however, I don't know how to deal with Crook. Nosferatu are stubborn when it comes to certain things.
Why not just offer him a good time?
Maybe. I don't really know Crook's predilections. The problem is a lot of Nosferatus don't give a shit about a good time. I mean, am I wrong, Clyde?
No, but Crook is a bit of a different batch.
Sounds
Please,
like the
even
only
in
thing.
Nosferatu crowd can be drawn away, but only to certain things.
It would have to be chaotic, though.
Maybe we can get a tufa.
Oh,
Set Genghis on
Oh.
Crook?
like,
Same.
well, well, Genghis is more interested in fucking with the ivory tower, and Crook isn't. I mean, is he Camarilla?
Technically.
But as so much as all Nosferatu are
Mm.
technically.
We're all
Mm.
Camarilla here. We're all on the same.
Sure,
Right.
Camarilla,
Crook,
right.
Yeah, no,
Right,
Crook
but-
won't care about.
No,
going
no,
after
I
Camarilla.
get what you're saying, though. We send Genghis on someone else, and then we tell Crook where the chaos is happening. Might rise an interest out of him. He's the one I'm the most worried about. Genghis is a threat, but as long as we don't try and intimidate him or insult him, if we can get him another thing, he'll be happy. And knows I'm just gonna give money to the Thin Blood. I don't want to think more on that. Crook is definitely the one we should have. Probably all of them we go see in person tonight. I think we should get Noah out of the way first. We'll make a call. Say we want a meeting. Say it will be lucrative for him. Alexandra, do you still have my briefcase stored under here?
Of course I do.
Good. Then he just will reach down and hit a button, and a briefcase will come out, and he'll open it, and it's just, movie style, just links of $100 bills.
Just full of cash.
Yeah, just
No.
yeah.
This isn't even the first time we've seen it. I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm willing
Still
to
a
give him
lot
a
of
full
money.
resource dot.
All right. Noted.
So I guess 2 briefcases.
Mhm. That would be probably about 2 briefcases.
Yeah. 2 briefcases worth of money.
Mm-hmm.
So plan is we just go in, flatter Noah a little bit. It won't be hard. We just say, we hear you're the one who's in charge around here, so we want to make a donation to make sure friends of ours get through safely. We show him the money,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure this will go through well. Anyone have any objections to that plan?
Oh, I have no issues with basically riding off the thin blood. But if I remember correctly, there was also a Felicity Miller in the
Yes, to
letter.
the aviations department. Why? What are you thinking?
Well, it's real interesting that no one seems to be able to find him in order to challenge him for O'Hare.
Has it not been able to find him, or it's just people who have fed there go missing?
Well, people that feed there go missing from what you told us earlier, but it's really interesting that a thin blood seems to be able to be there when a full blood could probably go and overpower them easily.
Oh no, I'm with you.
I think it could be very interesting to maybe set up an appointment with Felicity Miller first.
I think that's excellent. I think we should call Felicity Miller and ask for an appointment with her tonight. Well, I'll just demand one, and then we'll use the go between her. Excellent thinking, Seraphima.
What do you think are the chances that Mr. Flyboy might be helpful?
Helpful? What do you mean? You mean
Extra help.
extraditing him as a continuous ally? I think you're implying.
Continuous. No, just for if he has as much control over the O'Hare as he thinks he does, then a bit of extra security for when we go there.
Yes, I think we could probably work with that. Just flatter him, treat him like an equal. Thin Bloods love that. Yeah, no, I think that's good. I think you're right there. Great. I'll make the call. Well, yeah, Clyde, could you get me Felicity, was it Felicity Miller? Felicity Miller's number?
Just like pulls out a phone and a stylus pen starts thing. You have to do like an investigation or something to find out.
It's the investigation technology. Oh wait,
Okay.
nope, that's two of the same skills. It'll be
It is.
intelligence. Intelligence technology then.
Okay.
Hacking the system.
Hack the man!
I probably also need to do the same thing for all of them later on, but one at a time.
Well, because there's the numbers that are just written on the directory, and then there's finding like a direct like personal.
I don't want to go through like
Yeah.
3 connections.
Yeah.
Fuck the
Yeah,
secretary. I want her
Fuck that.
specific extension
Not
number.
doing this.
Yeah.
shit.
And the
Yeah.
TCA will run you. The TSA will run you through circles. So
No, I'm not doing that shit.
yeah. So this role would be for finding her personal number. All right, 4. Yeah.
Jeez.
You're able to get like a direct line to her, like straight to her office. It's not gonna go to like the 3 like hold please menus that you'll have to go through. So you have the number.
About 90 seconds later, Clyde comes with the number.
Like, excellent.
This should be your personal number.
Perfectly done. And I will. I'll give her a call.
All right. Are you making your way over to the airport?
Yes, we are driving. I will
Understood.
direct Alexandra towards
Okay.
O'Hare.
No problem. So the car is put in gear. All right. Yeah. Let me turn my mic down. It's peaking a bit.
Clyde, have you ever
All right.
thought that your manipulation of code is just another type of vision?
I have.
Beautiful.
This is
Only
Felicity
because you
Miller.
remind me of that every day. Eli.
I love us.
This is Felicity Miller. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, Felicity Miller. Good evening. I represent like some foreign delegates who will be coming into your airport this evening. I would love a face-to-face tonight. This is a very high security matter, and I was told I need to speak to you.
Well, if it's a matter of security, I can assure you, if everything's gone through, if this delegation is local, all things will be set in place for you. There's no.
I would like a face-to-face meeting to confirm that.
Okay, please give me a. I think this is still charisma. You're not necessarily. Yeah, charisma persuasion.
Excellent. I shall do so. Yes. Would you say this is me convincing her?
I think so.
Yeah, excellent. All right.
Got a bonus dice for it.
I do.
A specialty in
Yes.
convincing people.
All right, let's see if it works.
Oh, fucking disgusting.
It's so many tens.
Oh,
so many
God,
tens.
my heart.
One,
Okay,
two,
so
three.
let's see. That's 4,
It's 10 successes.
5, 6, 10 successes.
Holy shit.
The
You guys
first-
are listening are like, why won't she meet him? Like, it's so reasonable.
Reasonable. All
G-
right.
g- going on to the back of
Goddamn it.
Seraphina's mind is like,
So,
she's got to be getting off on his voice right
For-
now.
For just a second,
That's
everyone.
like back
Okay,
from memories.
Serena.
Like I'm keeping this
Serena's
for
check.
later.
I do have to consult my chart because that is a messy critical.
Yes, it would be.
Mhm.
All right.
Added drama.
There's no way that Donovan isn't going to fuck this woman.
Uh,
That's the messy critical.
this is vampires. It's not always a good thing to messy critical.
It's very true.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean,
know what'll happen.
perhaps my what's it called? My clan, not Bane, but the one where I'm arrogant.
Yeah, I think there will be a tie-in for that. I know what I'll do. There is not a doubt in your mind that this human woman will listen to you. The words come out perhaps a bit more honeyed than you intended. This is supposed to be business and not this is supposed to be a business meeting. But you become eased into it. It's rarely a challenge for you to convince a human to do anything you need them to do. And there's a pause for a short minute. Then it's like, what did you say your name was again?
Oh, like I don't like to say such things over the phone.
Oh, yeah, I have
But I would
time.
love to tell you in person.
Right. I have time for a meeting tonight.
Great, we'll be there in 10 minutes.
His hair over the phone.
You can just hear the shifting. Like, sure. That authoritative tone is gone now, though. It's definitely
Oh, boy.
she's a woman now. Yes, so call settled. Easily. Let me see what arrogance actually does.
Smooth.
when's the
that one.
wedding?
Real smooth.
It's of course not under Ventru in the book.
No,
Why would it be
of course
easy?
not.
Why would this book be
Why would-
navigatable?
How would it make sense? No.
But it's
Hold
so
on,
aesthetically
Hold on.
pleasing. Like the
It
pictures
is
and
very
art.
good.
It's
so
beautiful.
gorgeous.
True.
It is very
Um,
gorgeous. We'll give it
Why?
that.
Why would you ever want to find anything in Vampire Masquerade?
Where would you
wanna
not
look at-
want to get lost in this?
You just look at
book
look
is
at
a
the pretty
Toreador.
Compulsion.
Shut up. Oh
Co-
god, yeah.
Where is that under? What
That
page?
makes sense. It just looks pretty.
Yeah, Clan Compulsion. It is page 210.
210. Okay.
Yes, and then
Okay.
yes, Ventru, arrogance, the need to rule rears its head in the vampire. They stop at nothing to assume command of a situation. Someone must obey an order from the vampire.
Mhm.
Any action not directly associated with leadership receives a 2 dice penalty. The compulsion lasts until an order has been obeyed, though the order must not be supernaturally enforced, such as through dominate.
I don't think that it will apply here because you're
Probably not.
not. I think I know how this will play out. It will play out. I think Hmm. Yeah, I know how this will play out. Yeah. So you guys arrive at O'Hare, and when you arrive there, you say that you're there to speak with Felicity Miller.
Yeah.
And the kind of security definitely like taps into a headpiece when you arrive, and they are seeming to be speaking to some people, and they're just like, if you'll follow us.
Mhm.
And 4 security guards are following you,
Great.
the group of you, to Felicity's office. When you arrive there, they don't go in, but all 4 of them stay outside.
Great. Yeah, I just walk in with full confidence as if this
Mhm.
is totally cool and normal.
No problem. Yeah, all of you arrive there at
I will wait
Felicity's
outside with the security guards.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Actually, I
so-
will too. I might want to do something
problem.
while they're talking. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I have to
excellent.
make sure that
All the
Donovan,
pretty people go in.
pretty people go inside. all the uggos will stay secluded.
Mhm.
Fine.
Seraphima and I have to make sure that Donovan doesn't just assume immediate control over this woman like a Borg.
Mhm.
Good luck with that.
Us
Uh,
free
Gonna give it-
Assimilate.
stick together.
He's gonna give in willingly. You know that.
Mhm.
Jesus.
So I come in, and
Yeah,
Do I see Felicity
Felicity's
there?
office. Yeah, she is there. Her like computer's like on. She seemed to have been working on something, but you see her hair is down, and it has a very signature crinkle of someone who's worn their hair in a ponytail at work all day. She's definitely late shift starting in, a little bit of dark circles under her eyes. And she's like 2 cups of coffees in, but she's trying to like adjust herself as you come in to her office. Plain looking woman, nothing to write home about. Average.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I smile. I immediately reach a hand forward and I go, Miss Miller.
hi.
It is Miss, right?
Yes. You can call me Felicity. It's fine.
Excellent. Well, Felicity, it's excellent to meet you. Shake his hand. Sorry, I was a little overbearing. And Donovan just like sits down on the side of the desk, not acknowledging or introducing the 2 people with him at all.
Yeah,
just
her focus is on
immediately just going through it.
you.
Felicity, we have 2 very important people coming through tomorrow, which I represent, and it is of paramount concern that they are unmolested through O'Hare. And I was told that I could talk to you about it specifically, so I can talk to Mr. Grewal.
Oh, well, I don't usually do anything with his office or anything with him. But I mean, I said over the phone, I can assure you anything that like you have worries about, we at O'Hare make
Oh, I
sure
trust you. I trust you implicitly,
Great,
Felicity.
great.
But I would like to also hear that from Mr. Grewal, and I know that you can contact him.
I might be able to, but usually he doesn't take like people into his office.
Tell him
I'd
some.
be happy to.
Tell
I'd
him
be-
a colleague of his is here to see him about a very important business, and I will smile very proudly.
Right. I mean, I'd be happy to leave him a message if
Oh, Felicity.
you and I mean, we could talk about it like over dinner if you're not busy, and then maybe we can make sure to, I'll definitely make sure that he gets it.
He smiles and he goes, Felicity. And he'll lean over on one hand. I'll turn on awe. And I'll go, I know you're holding out on me. I know you're trying to be good and professional about this, but we both know that you can get me to see Noah right now, and I very much need to see him. However, I would love, apropos of nothing, 10 nights hence, for you to have dinner at a place I own. Would you like
Oh.
that? Would you indulge me in that, Felicity?
Please roll me a charisma persuasion plus your awe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excellent. And I'm guessing I can add my attractive to this.
Of course you can.
Oh god.
I think that applies
Disgusting.
very much here.
All right, so
Oh,
that's
boy.
one there.
Or is it? I'm sorry, I need to check the rules. Is it just charisma, or do you get to add your dots and awe to it?
Yes, I get to add my dots and presence to it.
Presence.
Mhm.
Understood.
Plus my
Plus your attractive.
attractive. Yep. So I believe this is correct. That's a crit. That's another crit.
Absolutely
What the
disgusting.
hell,
Listen.
man.
Yeah, she's just like, I mean, you own a whole place here in Chicago?
Oh yes, you have to come. I insist.
I mean, I can't exactly say if I'm free that night or not. I might have to
Oh.
work, but I mean, I'll keep it a soft maybe. Of course.
Like I respect that.
Well, yeah.
So Noah.
Right. I mean, I can just like take you. Like, yeah, we can go
Yeah.
check his offices.
Excellent.
for
Let's
sure.
go.
Okay. Yeah.
And we don't need all the security outside, right? You know you can trust me.
Oh, I trust you completely. I'm so sorry. Normally I'm much more polite. I still don't know your name.
Like he just smiles broadly. I take out a card. It's completely blank except for a number. He goes,
Mhm.
"Well, you have a number. Perhaps if you come to my if you come to my club, you'll find a name."
Oh, wow. I mean, okay.
Just look at Eli. It's like,
Sure.
Uh,
Uh,
Eli is staring up at the fluorescent light.
you think there's a bug trapped in the like in the like clear fixture that keeps the
Mhm.
fluorescent light, and I think there's a moth trapped in there. You wonder how long it's been there. Poor fucking
Just-
bastard.
I'm thinking deep thoughts.
Mhm. Yeah. The guards outside don't say anything to you all.
Just a staring contest.
Meanwhile, while they were in there, I wanted to
yeah.
just intimidate them by posturing.
Yeah, I will
Intimidate.
say
Look real
that is
tough.
definitely a
what?
charisma intimidation, trying to use your just presence to cow them.
Also, because of my shadow control, I get a +2 dice.
Are you activating that?
No, remember
Because
Wraith.
that is a very obvious talent.
Supernatural thing.
Okay.
That's a very obvious
Will
supernatural
look like
play.
Cthulhu, so you
And
know.
these are people, so
Bit-
that is a masquerade breach. I'm not saying you
Okay.
cannot do that, but you know the
you know
The
the
way that-
rules.
you know
I
the
know the
Camarilla
rules.
works. Mhm.
Know your weird, spooky voodoo shit. That's what we do.
Mhm.
No, I will not activate it.
Okay, let's go ahead and give me that charisma. Sorry, yeah, it's Yeah, no, it's charisma intimidation, because you're trying to use your just being to do so. Okay, you have at least one success, so that one in your hunker dice doesn't do anything. Yeah, you just silent and staring. The guards, though, at least these ones, lock eyes. Like, they don't lock eyes with you, and maybe that's what falters you a bit, because everyone you've met, except for possibly maybe other kindred, always meet your eyes. They quickly move it away. But these guys are specifically watching, like, either your mouth or your brow. They are not meeting your eyes, but they're not
They're not
moving.
focusing on just me. They're focusing on the entire area.
It's more what is specifically getting your attention is that they are not making eye contact with you, and that's weird for you. Yeah, but they don't seem to be at all, like, they look kind of hardened. They're not normal TS. These guys definitely might have maybe extra background in security. Maybe that's why they got these jobs, but they seemed hardened.
These aren't
Okay.
TSA agents.
They're better than that.
Gotcha.
I just completely snuck off, by the way. I'm not there.
Okay.
I did something. I kept their attention.
Yeah.
No problem.
Not
These are
at Wraith as he's
Yeah.
intimidating the fuck out of these people. Like,
Yeah.
walking off.
Yeah. Where is your goal? And then we'll see if that requires a like stealth roll from you.
It probably does, because I'm trying to find their security surveillance room.
You're trying to find their security room.
Gonna hack the
Okay.
system.
So hair.
First,
Be
I'm
careful, that's a
going to-
federal building.
I'm trying, guys.
Okay. So first, I'm going to need a resolve awareness.
Solve awareness. Okay. Where are you? There we go. That's okay. It's an okay score.
Three. Okay.
You're middle of the road for me today. All right, I'll take him.
Yeah. Just double checking some things. All right. Double checking my notes. Huh? Okay. Yeah, you find where security like walks through. There is a security lock on. They have badges that lets them through, so you know where it is, but there's no way for you to break into it without being very obvious unless you have a distraction.
Okay.
And there's no terminal or any access that you can get through, at least here on the floor.
Okay. Hmm.
Go ahead actually and roll me a dexterity stealth roll because you are a very obviously shifty looking person
I
walking
was gonna say,
around
before you
out
got into
there.
that, like as I was moving, I didn't say I was going
Yeah,
to use unseen
no
passage
problem.
if I could.
Oh, so you're
I knew
yeah,
it was
you
a
can go ahead. You can
rouse
use
roll.
it is a rouse roll, so if you'd like to access
Yeah.
unseen passage.
I would like to move undetected as much
Okay.
as possible if I could.
No problem. You have to like okay,
All right.
you get hungrier.
I'm the Hunger Crew. Woo!
Yeah. You feel that need to just unlock every dark secret anyone could have. And it pushes you as you feel the hunger rise up. And you hear that ever present partner chuckle in the back of your mind. All right, boy, what we getting into today?
As I'm moving around unseen, there's no term like use. What were you mentioning before? I didn't know if I had to roll something.
No problem.
Was that just for stealth?
Yeah, that it was for if you were just walking around trying to go unnoticed because you're a very obviously shifty looking short man with a hood. Security's
Yes.
gonna be watching.
Fair. Good point.
But no, I was saying that you see the door that seems to lead deeper in where security goes to, and you'll need a key card to get through it, or you'll need to
Okay.
find some other place to sneak through to get past where these doors lead to.
Okay. I think I might need to wait and observe for a bit to see if there's like an opportune moment to maybe swipe one from someone else.
Okay. Wonderfully done. As you sit and wait for an opportunity to like swipe a key card, you see coming out of Felicity's office is Felicity kind of still trying to speak with Donovan. It seems like she's trying to get to know him. She's done asking about his name. She just seems to be fully enamored with him.
Thanks, son.
While Eli and Seraphima are there for the ride, she has not acknowledged the two of them, and she is very just casually talking with Donovan before she goes up to the security door you were watching and kind of staking out and swipes her security guard, and the door's open. She seems to have been leading them in that direction.
I will follow with the others then, still invisible.
Still unseen? Understood. So you go through the first door, and you find that there are 3 other checkpoints beyond this way. that are through security, that you have to show credentials. People are there, security guards are there and watching. And there are also 4 locked doors that Felicity is able to get you all through without issue. Swiping her security card as she goes. And once you're past the last security door, you see that this seems to be an additional back off set of offices that are all made of transparent glass. The security that was following you was left back at the multiple doors, and there seems to be very little security back here, at least within eyesight that you all can see. The only office that Felicity's leading you to, it's different because it is the only one with frosted glass. The others are transparent and empty, and the lights are out. Behind this frosted glass, you see that the only indication that someone's inside, there's this really strange glow that I think, Clyde, you would know that is a laptop and someone is in front of it right now. It's the only indication that you can tell that someone's inside. Yeah. The Felicity opens the door, and you see a older man, probably about in his mid-30s, African American. He quickly closes the laptop he was working on and turns in his chair to see you all. Doesn't look surprised that you're here. But his hand remains on the laptop. It doesn't move from it. He has a smattering of sunspot freckles that follow along his cheekbones. As he speaks to you, he's wearing also a suit, not as expensive as Donovan's. Yeah, and then he's just like, Miss Miller, you can go. And she's like, oh. Okay, sorry.
It's all right,
sure.
Felicity. Well, I'll see you around.
Sure, I'll call you.
And he just nods and just walks in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she leaves to leave you here as Clyde, you kind of slide in before she closes the door.
Duck under her arm.
I go.
Yes, I'm very small.
I go. Good evening, Noah. I hear that you are the man in charge here.
You heard correctly.
Excellent. I came here for a meeting this evening as at 2200, tomorrow evening. Some very important delegates will be coming in. They have their own methods to become unmolested, but I would like that to be absolutely guaranteed. So I've come. They come here to offer you, well, let's call it respect. And I'll reach down and place the 2 briefcases on the table and open them.
Right. Yeah, he nods. He's like, yeah, that's a good fucking start. Yeah, I know all about the delegation. I
assumed you would.
Of course, I arranged it. But I'll be fucking damned if I don't know who's coming through my domain first class. I mean, 2 heavy-duty speakers bypassing through international waters. Sorry, not international. Bypassing through most of my security. Paid real nice, but I mean, I don't like trouble. And like I said, this is a nice start, but I don't think it's gonna guarantee that if these people cause trouble, I'm not gonna send them on the first flight back to JFK. So I'm gonna need a little bit more respect.
And so this is 1 dot resources, right?
Yeah.
That I would be cool. I smile, and I will kind of lean forward. Am I taller than him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
He's also sitting.
He's also sitting. Yeah, I will lean forward and go, Noah, the only trouble I can foresee coming through this airport is what you cause for the people I need to come through here. This, I agree, is a start of a possible very beneficial relationship for you. Like, Noah. And so if you can show me that you are in charge here, because so far all I've heard is you are. I've yet to see any real evidence of that, and this is the essence of my faith as I touch the money. If you prove that faith, touch, is well placed, he smiles big. Well, then I can definitely see a fruitful relationship in guaranteeing and spreading the knowledge that this is in fact your domain.
I am going to need a charisma persuasion, and it
Sure.
will be a high difficulty.
Okay.
Break out those crits.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Mhm.
I will. I'm still using awe.
Okay.
As I know he's a thin blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm not being like mean, and I'm not being like overtly
it's
nice.
still
I'm being like
yeah.
direct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing like,
Business
hey,
man.
I've decided to give you respect, even though everything about our culture says I shouldn't. Maybe don't be a little shit.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be a. I believe it's composure and resolve to resist.
I believe it will be, yes. Let me double check for you, just so we're all up to code.
Mhm.
Uh-oh, that's the wrong button.
Mm-hmm.
Up to code.
Up to code.
Mhm.
Very, very TSA
There it
of
is.
us.
Composure and intelligence.
Composure
Mm.
and intelligence. Okay. So I'll roll for.
I'm guessing my attractive doesn't involve here.
It does not. It does not.
Shame.
Dang.
Shame. I heard older black man with sunspots. I was like, ooh.
Never.
All right. So go ahead and make your roll.
Okay.
See.
So
What the hell, man?
that's a
Are you okay?
that's a mess.
We'll see.
That's a messy crit.
Another messy crit.
You got okay. All right. I know exactly how this turns out.
Are you all
Donovan,
right
You
over there?
You try to be your
Mhm.
still charming self, respectful, but
Sure.
this arrogant little worm has the audacity to demand. You know what he's asking for. He wants more money.
Yeah.
And that's not the issue. You have all the money in the world.
It's not the point.
But the fact that he had the fucking audacity to demand it of you,
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to roll to resist a rage frenzy.
Oh,
Fan fucking tastic.
Shit, this early? Oh god. Oh man, you got this.
Yup.
One.
Hold on. Yup.
This immediately turns into you no longer trying to persuade him. 2. What is your Bane severity?
2.
I believe it's 2. All right, then. Let me double check. No, don't open Clip Studio Paint. No. Oh God, I've trapped myself. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
You're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe I did it.
Yes, I'm just double checking. Because I believe it's just.
Because we're playing with new things. We're just making sure
Yeah, we're
everything
playing
is
with-
fine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really
Meet or beat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Just barely did it. And
Yeah.
I think Seraphima,
Yeah.
both Seraphima and Eli know Donovan enough that the moment that kid asked for more money, that no.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Seraphima
Yeah.
like maybe steps up a bit on this.
You see, it's more like there are different Donovan smiles. There's his charming, friendly, milking the guest for more money,
Yeah, not
and
this
there's
one.
the he's about to slap someone
Yeah,
or
I
rip their throat out.
I think Seraphima kind of turns on awe and kind of like steps up because she's kind of like willingly stayed in the back, so it's like
Yeah.
she is now stepping up on this one.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I keep it together.
Yeah, you do, but I will
Barely.
say, yeah, I will say because of that crit, your persuasion like you had to roll that rage frenzy because your persuasion didn't go through. You got angry.
Mhm.
Uh,
Wait, but even though I crit, I failed?
yeah, because that can be one of the consequences of a messy critical.
Did I fail? I thought I succeed, just I exceed in a not great way.
I'm saying that it's a success, but it's going to have a consequence.
I thought the consequence was my rage frenzy.
Yes, there is more. Let me continue. Because one of the rules
Okay.
say that in the book that you can just fail a test for
Okay.
critting because the beast takes over. You are not in control with your persuasion. But Seraphima, what were you going to say with your? Because you see that Flyboy is no longer going to ask about money. Money is no longer about. He seems to be like, okay, I can accept this money, but he seems very now like terrified, even though Donovan has controlled himself.
That's fair.
Noah, I understand that this is probably a less than frequent experience for you. I believe that part of what we were going to help assist you with was warn you of other individuals that were possibly planning on what was it you said? Fuck around in your territory, so then you could have forewarning.
Yeah, I mean, I know who comes through here. It's kind of my whole point here.
I don't think they're frequent visitors for you, though.
The delegation that's coming through.
No.
It was a one. It's a one-way
The other
ticket.
ones that are also interested in the delegation.
I mean, there's only one. There's only a couple of people in the city that got the clout to get 2 first-class, like stereo cases through customs without issue. So, I know who's pulling the strings, and yeah, you got your point across. But I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave. I thank you for your respect, but you're gonna have to leave.
All right. We
You're
can do
not gonna have
that.
any issues from me.
Thought you might want to know that like proceeding to like kind of turn Donovan, it's like, no, that Genghis might be having an interest here, and like proceed to like, so it's more kind of like a manipulation kind of a deal of like,
Yeah.
I
Go ahead and
I got a name of somebody who might have
Mhm.
fun fucking around in your airport.
Go ahead and roll me manipulation. Are you trying to scare him with this information or
No.
coax him?
Generally
Like-
coax him.
Okay, so I think that'll be manipulation persuasion, and you can add your points and awe to it.
Cool. I have 2 from presence, so persuasion. Modifier 2.
Okay, 4 successes. Yeah, he's like, what the fuck do you mean Genghis is interested in? And you all, there's a knock at the door, it opens, and there are 8 security guards, all with, their pistols out. Sir, you called for us? He's like, Nah. I think we all understand each other for right now, but you guys can stay outside. Sure. The door closes. And his body seems to physically relax now.
Well,
His hand was still clutching that laptop, though.
well, as I said, other people seem to enjoy fucking around in other people's playgrounds, and what better way
Nah,
to do it than to fuck with high profile people coming in?
that's fair, but I mean, I've been operating out of here for a while, and Genghis has never showed interest. I mean, he's obviously looks like a punk. Security's gonna pick him up no matter what he does, no matter how charming he fucking is. So, I don't think he wants that kind of trouble. And usually, when you come into someone's house, you don't almost lose it.
Well,
Usually. I don't know. You all seem respectable members of the community, so what do I know, right?
well, let's just say Genghis has a history of not necessarily being well predictable.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
figured give you fair warning in advance.
I appreciate that. Nah, but I can promise you, I can take care of myself.
Well, if there is no incident, we know that's true.
Hmm.
And we'd love to spread that word.
I don't need you as my mouthpiece.
Not what I hear. Good evening, and I will leave. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to fucking murder this kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck how many Wraith can kill all those motherfuckers in the hallway. I don't give a shit.
I think
But
Seraphima
his
kind
dad
of
is
takes
dumb,
a
that's why he needs
moment
to
and
leave.
just kind of like nods back to Noah, kind of a thing, and like then continues
Yeah.
to follow him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stay for a couple, like linger for a few seconds longer, just kind of like swaying a little bit.
Hmm.
And just, sir, you seem like the sort of person who likes knowing the truth.
Stop in the middle of the door, looking up.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is nice, but you know where you fucking live, right? It's not easy to come by.
If I see the truth about you and Felicity, I'll let you know.
The fuck? What the fuck just happened?
I'll leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's bewildered. Clyde, Wraith. Clyde, you are invisible still.
Oh,
Yeah, you're also here, Clyde.
I know, I'm also here just watching everything, watching.
And Clyde.
Yeah, you would have had extra time to slide out.
It would listen, or you could scare tactic him and just appear and then walk out.
It's very
You had no idea, did you?
Yeah, your
Yeah,
security
that was
shit.
For than what it super is. No, I want to get in here later. I want to still think it's good. Oh, God, I want that computer. Not now. Control, trying, restraining myself so hard. I will exit out of the room. There's I didn't see like anything while we were passing the other doors, anything that like caught my eye.
Nothing interesting. They're all empty offices.
All right.
Okay. You follow the others out, still stalking invisibly.
Yeah.
Understood.
No one else knows where I am. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Wraith, are you doing anything?
Wraith will just take a look back and forth in his office. Look at him. See you later. And leave.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Just
wide-eyed,
staring.
and you all pass the 8 security guards who follow you back out. And it's very strange because you did not see this many in these back offices when you arrived. They must have been rushing to get here at the time they did.
He hit a button.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
For the question for the security thing, you said it was like a card to swipe. Was
Yep.
that it? It was just a card. You don't have to like hold it up to security cameras or something like that. It's not.
nope. It looked like
super-
it was a card swipe, like you slide
I
it through.
like-
I do believe she said there was other places that you had to actually show credentials.
Yeah, you have to. There are 4
That's what I was
security
wondering.
doors that you have to swipe, but there are 3 checkpoints. That
Those
people
would
are
involve
asking.
like actually like showing. Okay, all right, never mind then. I'm good.
Hello, storyteller. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Of course.
May I try to activate Sense the Unseen as we're leaving?
Sure.
Just because I just want to get a sense if there's anything that's already been placed here
Mm-hmm.
without this gentleman's knowledge. Because you
Yeah.
can see like blood sorcery and shit like that.
Yeah. Go ahead and.
So rouse.
Nice.
I believe.
Sense the unseen, it does not
Is it
require
not a
arouse.
It is not required
nice.
arouse. It just happens, and I believe
happens.
you can make. Oh God, no! You got big. Go small.
Small.
Shrink! Dang it!
It's my curse.
Dice will wits plus aspects or
Yeah.
resolve plus aspects.
It will be wits plus aspects. Looking for minimize because you make my screen all bright.
Okay.
Looking
Resolve.
for blood sorcery in particular because I believe you have some idea about blood sorcery.
I do a little bit. Wits plus aspects, you said?
Yes.
Okay. It's thinking.
Mm-hmm. One.
I would like to spend a willpower to reroll.
You
please.
may as well. You have at least 1 dice in there that you can re-roll.
God damn it.
One
Alright,
success.
well,
You don't see any blood sorcery inscribed on the walls or on the floors, which is not uncommon.
mhm.
There are very few thin bloods who have the capacity to even perform blood sorcery rituals,
Mhm.
and even fewer any Tremere or anyone versed in that sort of blood magic that would want to incur a favor to a thin blood. They just don't have really anything in their mind that
Yeah.
they could profit from them. So you don't see anyone. You do see Clyde. Like you kind of see you know he was there, but it's all of a sudden you remember. Oh wait, he's actually fully there. For a second, he's just seemed to have been able to like take himself out of your mind.
20.
And I believe this is all the business that I think everyone needs here at the O'Hare Airport.
I wiggle my
Yes.
fingers at Clyde.
Don't try not to notice it right now.
Mhm. And as you guys load back up in the limousine, prepared for the next step, we
Yep.
are going to go into our break.